Hello friends, today we will discuss about how to find out roots of complex numbers. So before we go for the formula for roots of complex number, we see important formula known as De Moivre's formula. So what is De Moivre's formula? It says that nth power of cos theta plus I sin theta is given by cos n theta plus I sin n theta, where n is any integer. Okay, what is meaning of this? Whatever power we want to find out for given complex number, we are multiplying it with angle theta. Okay, so here n is multiplied with theta, cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Okay, so using this De Moivre's formula, you can find out power of any complex number. But be careful, you have to represent your complex number in polar form to find out its large power. Okay, suppose I want to find out 1 plus I raised to 100, then it is very lengthy if I start multiplying 1 plus I 100 times. Suppose I am asked to find out 1 plus I raised to 111, then it is not comfortable to multiply 1 plus I 111 times. Okay, so this is shortcut to find out large powers of complex numbers. Instead of doing multiplication 111 times, what you do is you convert your complex number into polar form and use De Moivre's formula. Okay, so you first write your complex number into polar form, z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Then z to the power n will be r to the power n. R is modulus of z, it is always positive real number, so we can directly find out nth power of positive real number. And here cos theta plus I sin theta raised to n, that will be cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Okay, so De Moivre's formula is useful in finding out large powers of complex numbers. Another application of De Moivre's formula is in finding out roots of complex numbers. Okay, so we have the formula for roots of complex numbers, which is derived using De Moivre's formula, but I am not going into the details how the formula is derived. You just remember this formula, it is easy to remember. So suppose we have z equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, which is a non-zero complex number. Then how to find out nth root of z? So to find out nth root of z, you have to first find out values of r and theta. R means modulus of z, theta means argument of z. So you know how to find out modulus and argument of complex numbers. So once you have r and theta, z raised to 1 by n is given by this formula. R raised to 1 by n, r is modulus of z, so r raised to 1 by n can be easily find out. Instead of theta, you have to write theta plus 2k pi divided by n. So cos of theta plus 2k pi divided by n plus I sin theta plus 2k pi divided by n. What about this k? So k runs from 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. So there are different values of k starting from 0 to n minus 1. So for different values of k, you will have different nth roots of complex number z. So there will be total n values, n distinct values. Yes, for every value of k, you will have different complex root. Okay, so this is easy to find out. We consider one example. Okay, one more thing. If we consider theta equal to principal argument of complex number z, then the root corresponding to the principal value of argument z and k equal to 0 is called principal value of the nth root. Okay, so sometimes they ask you also mention principal value of the nth root. So in that case you have to select theta as principal argument of z. Okay, principal argument of z means the value of argument which lies in open close interval minus pi to pi. So the value of complex root or the complex root corresponding to principal argument of z and k equal to 0 is called principal value of the nth root. Okay, so sometimes they ask you also mention principal value of the nth root or also mention principal root of given complex number. Okay, so in that case you have to use that value of theta which is in open interval minus pi to pi. So we consider one example. Suppose I want to find out cube roots of 1 plus I. So first I have to find out modulus and argument of 1 plus I. So z is 1 plus I. If we compare with x plus iy, x and y both are 1. R is square root of x square plus y square, that is square root of 1 plus 1, that is under root 2. This 1 plus I is in first quadrant, and if you find out tan theta is y by x, that is 1, and because this complex number is in first quadrant, theta is pi by 4 because z is in the first quadrant. And we are asked to find out cube roots of 1 plus I. So we take n equal to 3 in that formula. So finally z raised to 1 by 3 equal to r raised to 1 by 3 cos theta plus 2k pi by n is 3 plus I sin theta plus 2k pi by 3. K runs from 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. Here n is 3. So n minus 1 means we have to go up to 2. And r is under root 2, that is 2 raised to 1 by 2. So here we put 2 raised to 1 by 2 raised to 1 by 3. So it is 2 raised to 1 by 6. Theta is pi by 4. So we put theta equal to pi by 4 here. Okay, so from this, for different values of k, we will have different complex roots. Suppose I take k equal to 0, then I will have 2 raised to 1 by 6 cos pi by 12 plus I sin pi by 12. Okay, so this is the first cube root or the cube root corresponding to k equal to 0. That is denoted by z suffix 0. There is nothing special about this notation. You can use your own notation also. But for simplicity I have denoted it by z suffix 0. Z suffix 0 indicates that these roots corresponding to k equal to 0. Similarly, by putting k equal to 1 and 2, we will obtain two roots. Suppose I take k equal to 1 here, I will have cos pi by 4 plus 2 pi divided by 3, like this. Okay, so if you simplify this is pi plus 8 pi, that is 9 pi divided by 4 divided by 3, that is 9 pi by 12 plus I sin 9 pi by 12. So it is cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. Similarly, if you take k equal to 2 here, you will have cos pi by 4 plus 4 pi divided by 3, that is cos 17 pi by 12 plus I sin 17 pi by 12. In this example, you are asked to find out plot all the roots of 1 plus I in xy plane. Okay, so you can observe one thing. Modulus of each complex root is same. If I consider z0, then if you compare z0 with r into cos theta plus I sin theta, value of modulus of z0 is 2 raised to 1 by 6. Similarly, modulus of z1 is 2 raised to 1 by 6 and modulus of z2 is also 2 raised to 1 by 6. Now what is meaning of modulus of any complex number z? So modulus of any complex number z is nothing but the distance of this complex number from origin. Okay, so what you can observe from this, all the cube roots are having same modulus. That means they are at equal distance from the origin. Now if roots are at equal distance from the origin, then they are on which curve in xy plane? So the answer is obviously circle. So all the roots are on the circle of radius 2 raised to 1 by 6. Okay, and if you find out 2 raised to 1 by 6, it is approximately 1.12. So all the roots are on the circle of radius 1.12 and center origin. Now how to find out location of z0? It is on the circle, but on which part of circle z0 will be there? Okay, so argument of z0 will help us. Argument of z0 is pi by 12. So z0 is at the angle pi by 12. Okay, so you have to draw this vector in such a way that it makes an angle pi by 12 with positive x-axis. This angle must be pi by 12. Okay, so pi by 12 means half of pi by 6. Okay, so suppose this is pi by 6, then half of pi by 6 is pi by 12. Similarly, angle argument of z1 is 3 pi by 4, that is pi minus pi by 4. So you have to draw this vector in such a way that angle made by this vector with positive x-axis is 3 pi by 4. Okay, so z1 is at this angle. Similarly, z2 is having argument 17 pi by 12. So you have to draw z2 in such a way that angle made by this vector with positive x-axis is 17 pi by 12. Okay, so in this way you can decide the location of each complex root in xy plane. Okay, so there are two observations here. All the cube roots are having the same modulus, so they are on the circle of radius 2 raised to 1 by 6 and center origin, and using their arguments we can find out their location on the circle. Another observation is angle made by vector representing z1 and angle made by vector representing z0. Okay, again I repeat, angle between z0 and z1. Okay, this is the angle between vectors representing z0 and z1. Similarly, angle between z1 and z2 is this one, and this is the angle between vectors representing z0 and z2. So can you observe that all these angles are same? This angle, this angle and this angle. Okay, so that observation says that the roots are equally spaced. So what will be this angle? So remember, if you have n roots, then the roots are equally spaced every 2 pi by n radians. Now here n is 3, so this angle roots are equally spaced at every 2 pi by 3 radians. Okay, so this angle is 2 pi by 3, this is also 2 pi by 3, and this is also 2 pi by 3. So roots are equally spaced at every 2 pi by n radians. Okay, so this is not true for this particular example, it is true in general for any complex number. Okay, so we make a note here that the n roots of z raised to 1 by n always lie on this circle whose center is origin and radius is r raised to 1 by n. What is r? R is modulus of z. And another observation is all the n roots are equally spaced every 2 pi by n radians. Okay, this is what I discuss here. Here the roots are equally spaced every 2 pi by 3 radians because n equal to 3. Okay, so in this way you can represent all the complex roots in complex plane using modulus and argument. Okay, so this is all about today's session. You can try this example. Find and plot all values of 8i raised to 1 by 3. Okay, so here complex number is z equal to 8i and you have to find out 8i raised to 1 by 3. That means you have to take n equal to 3. So find out r and theta for 8i and try as I discuss. Okay, so this is all about today's session. In the next session we will do some more problems. I hope you like this lecture. You can comment in comment section if you like this. Thank you very much.